What's up, everyone? Welcome to a new show, a new conversation with your host, Diamond. That is me, and I am happy to be in the building. What's up, everybody? Hey, love. Hello, Scrappin'. How you doing, my girl? Sugarfoot. Thanks for showing up. All right, on time and already used her key. Two people have already used their key. Thank you so much. Welcome to a new show, a new conversation. Again, I'm your host, Diamond, and I want to jump right into this show without any delay. So you already know the rules of this show. If you're new to the show, then let me help you out. Hello, hey, Rob. How are you doing? I'm going to come up with a whole strategy of saying hello to all my hosts. Oh my gosh, and thank you for the hearts. I love it. There go my baby. Hey, Jay, how are you, love? Okay, so again, you already know. If you don't know, let me help you out real quick, right? So you know that the thumbs up button is your key. That is your key letting me know that you're here, you're ready for a conversation, and thank you so much for being so accommodating by using that key. That key helps me with the algorithm. So it's not only just so I can say you like it, it really is helping promote the show. So thank you so much for your attention to that, right? So just to help you out, don't forget, always use that like button. Now, you know we have a portion of the show called the Q&A. The Q&A is question and answer. You drop a question, we're going to come up with an answer. So by all means, hello, Alice. Thank you so much, my love. Thanks for being here. For the Q&A, we're going to talk about it. You're going to drop a question in the comment or an answer to a question, and we're going to talk. You're not only talking to me, but you're also talking to each other. So continue to inspire each other, be respectful of one another, and guess what? Remember this, we can agree to disagree as long as we do it respectfully, right? So by all means, let's do that, okay? And I don't even want to delay, but one more thing. Make sure you are staying in contact with the show. Thank you so much for using your keys with the show. We're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter, right? So it's right here. You can always find me. You will not miss anything. If you want to catch up on something, reruns or anything, always come back to the show. If you can't make the show live, please get in the habit of going back and watch the show. Let it play in the background while you're doing dishes or taking care of things, because it also allows you to participate, and then you can post a comment here or there. Okay, so thanks so much to that. Let's jump into it. I want to have a real unapologetic conversation with you guys, because I have been thinking about this for a while, and there's been times I actually talked about this in some form or fashion on the show. And I think this is a good conversation, especially for those who are parents, godparents, aunts, uncles, somebody in the position of authority over this young generation. So I've been watching social media like many of you, and I tell you that I am baffled by what we are watching on social media. And that's what prompted me to have this conversation with you. The conversation is really about who is responsible. Who is responsible for this generation of people? I'm really curious. You know, some people say, well, I'm not responsible because I don't have children. Or I'm not responsible because my kid isn't going out in the community, right? And doing whatever it is that actually kind of hamper us as a people moving forward as one body, right? You'll get that later. One body. And I'm curious to what you think. Do you think that this generation right now that we are living with has become lost? Do you think we're dealing with a generation of people that are children at that, right? Narcissistic, self-centered, egotistic. Do you think that we're dealing with more people like that? And again, who do you think is responsible for this? Yes, a village, but with like-minded people. Absolutely, absolutely, Scrapping. You're right. With like-minded people. But we're living in times, and we will all be honest, that a lot of people don't want you saying anything to their children, right? And if you didn't, let me go back and just reference something. In the intro of the show, I now have disclaimers in the show, right? So if it says, if it's on social media, it's fair game. We can talk about it, right? So a lot of what I'm looking at is coming from social media. It's coming from me absolutely listening to other people have conversation about their kids. And this goes back to what Scrappin just said in the comments. It takes a village. But we deal with a village of people who don't want to be part of the village. right? They don't want you saying anything to their children about anything. So then this leads to who is responsible for the lost village. Because there are people out there, parents will say, oh, it's not my kid. But yet that person's kid is influenced by negativity on social media, just a whole bunch of shenanigans. A whole bunch of shenanigans. And I don't understand how people can say, well, it's not me. It's not my kid. My kid isn't the problem. And I'm like, but wait, how can you say that when your kid is absolutely accepting the behaviors of their peers, joining in it, making fun of it, posting negativity? Like, how is your kid not part of this? Are we all responsible, or is it just those who have children who are out of control? What are your thoughts? Take a second, and I want you to really tell me who you believe is responsible while I get some information for you. Who do you think is responsible? Come on, people. Okay. There's a video I'm going to post. I was going to share it in today's show, but I'm actually not going to put it in today's show. I want you guys to get more involved with my platform. So please check out certain things. There is, if you haven't heard about this, then you've been living under a rock. Recently, in the news, Cardi B was involved in a situation, and I want to know what your thoughts are. And trust when I say to you that this conversation about Cardi B is absolutely all entail of this conversation tonight. Cardi B was performing in Miami, I believe it was. And, oh my goodness, I really wanted to have it in the show, and I do apologize. But I'm going to see how many of you follow me on the platforms I mentioned earlier, because I'm going to post the video there. So it'll be on Twitter. It'll be on Twitter, Instagram. It's going to be on TikTok, and it's going to be on my Facebook. And I want you to tell me, who do you believe is responsible? Now, getting back to Cardi B. So she's in Miami performing, and it's a very hot day. Boy, we have been getting hit with the heat wave. And of course, Miami was like a scorcher. And in the video, you see Cardi B talking about how hot it is, and she need people to splash her with water, right? So this video, that part of the video, I didn't see till later. I saw the end part of the video, and what I see is somebody is throwing a cup of water, and it looked like it was ice cubes projecting out of the cup onto Cardi B. And she was startled, and she was very upset, and immediately threw the microphone, cordless mic that she had, into the crowd at the person, right? And she was upset. And when I only saw that video, I was like, oh, that was extreme. But a lot of artists, as we know, the concert goers have just been out of control. I mean, people throwing all kind of things, cell phones, cups, bottles, no longer panties and all that stuff. Back in the day that I used to hear my parents say when they would go to concerts, this is what they were doing with them. Oh my God, Teddy Pendergrass and all those sexy singers. But I digress. People are throwing objects. I mean, like hurtful, harmful objects. Okay, so she throws the mic. She hits someone. The girl is apologetic. So before I talked about it, I wanted to actually just do a little bit of searching to make sure I got enough information to have an opinion about it. And then I found the beginning part of a video where Cardi B was asking the goers to the concert to throw water on her because she was so hot and she needed to cool down. So, again, when you see this kind of behavior by entertainers who influence your children, who have big impact on social media, I go back to the question, who's responsible for the lost generation? I'm going to pause for a second and let me check out some comments. I see Scrappin said something. I feel like you are a parent or parents that don't include the village in raising kids, and your kids are out here doing the most to say the least. Then all of the responsibility is on that part. Okay. Yeah. Monica had, oh, yes. Thank you for bringing that up. Monica had to get off stage and break up a fight between a man and a woman. Like, that's ridiculous. Absolutely. So, okay. Rob said social media. So I'll get back to Rob's comment. You're absolutely right. So, scrapping, I did see that video, right? Again, these people are going to concerts acting total a fool. They're spending their money going to see celebrities in these concerts, small or big, right? And then they get there, waste their money, and get into altercations. Monica thing was a little bit different for me because she got off the stage to address what she had saw, this man striking this woman in the face for God knows whatever, right? And she wanted to break it up. And Monica is like gangster. Like, I like Monica. I like her because she's a realist. I like her because she speaks her mind. She doesn't claim to be perfect, but she tries to set a good example. And that's something I like about Monica. So kudos to Monica for stepping up. And truth be told, she could have gotten injured or hurt herself. One, she's the celebrity, the star there, right? And, but she didn't see her stardom to be so big that she could not stand up for what was right. And kudos to her for that. But let's go back to these other people, right? Let's talk about another celebrity. I don't know if you heard about her, Young Miami. Young Miami is a female rapper. You may hear a lot about her because she's supposed to be in this kind of relationship with Puff Daddy, Big Diddy, Lord, he has so many names. I don't even know what his name is today. But she is a mother of a son. And I think her son may be 7, 8. I could be wrong, 9 maybe. So I don't know what she was doing at this place, but there were strippers there, right? And behold, what did she do? She took her son with her. And these strippers were on stripper poles, bending over, shaking their jelly in front of this kid and other people. And I don't think it was deliberately for the kid. So let me be clear about that. I don't think that the strippers were stripping for her son. But Young Miami, and I don't know what her real name is. I don't know what her real name is. I want to be respectful. Although I'm so annoyed by this, but right. She has her son there. And not only is her son witnessing women being sexualized willingly, right, in front of men and all these other people, but also a kid, right? And not only is he watching, but he's, honey, tossing money. I mean, he's shaking the money in the face, right? But people want to say that she's a good mom and that, her son was there. But do you or would you agree with me that a good mom, a responsible mom, would not subject her child, boy or girl, to an environment like that? What do you think? Rob, you're saying in the Monica situation, people said the woman slapped the man first, though. Okay, well, guess what? I didn't see that. I didn't see that she slapped the man first. And again, I don't know why she slapped him. Why did she slap him, right? So we don't know that part. What we do know is what we saw. And what we saw was a man striking a woman. Now, if it comes out later that this woman slapped him and she was totally in the wrong, does he have a right to defend himself? Well, yeah. And that's why I didn't bring up Monica, because I don't know the situation about what happened that provoked the fight in the crowd where Monica was. But I do know that Cardi B, who was, let me put this out there. Cardi B, I like Cardi B, right? I like that this young woman, I like the thought that she had to take something that was kind of nothing and turn it into something, right? So I'm not here to judge Cardi B about being a stripper. I'm not here. That's not the conversation, right? I'm not here to have a conversation about Cardi B being a stripper. What I like about Cardi B is that she speaks up, and she speaks up for people. She does. She does. I'm not knocking. Like, she speaks up. But I wonder if the persona of Cardi B, right, gets in the way of Cardi B handling things differently, right? And I'm not only talking about the mic situation, but I'm also talking about some of Cardi B's other behaviors. Some of her other behaviors. Behaviors like, if you see the video, these things are being recorded and they're being put out on social media, whether you want it to be put out there or not. So when you're doing a concert, right, and you're telling people stick things in certain places, right, and then you're throwing mics at people, right, and you're cussing people out, right, how do you expect young people who admire you, who actually hold you up to some kind of high standard, to actually believe that they shouldn't conduct themselves in that manner? Do you not believe that they actually believe that this is the right way to go, that the way to handle things is to be violent, vulgar, and a lot of other things that just makes you question a person's integrity? And again, we can tear this apart. I like Cardi B because she would speak up. I like that she speaks up and try to give her supporters honest feedback about, hungry or voting and things like that. Like, I like that. I think that she does a good job at speaking up and being unapologetic about it. But again, we got to be careful about this, right? So you put in on one mask one day and put on another mask another day. And then people like myself start questioning, well, who are you? Who are you really? Are you the person who is trying to look the part, or are you the person who is the part? And Cardi B is never going to talk to me. Never. I am not popular. I got 325 subscribers on this small channel here compared to many people got thousands and millions of followers, right? So she's not going to come and say, well, you know what? Let me go to have a conversation with this podcaster about her views. She don't care about my views. Cardi B is beautiful and rich. I'm not afraid to say it. It's the truth. It doesn't take anything away from me. It's true. She's beautiful and rich and can I just say, money well spent. Right? But she's not going to talk to me. I highly doubt that this was ever surface her DM. But if I had the opportunity to ask Cardi B, have 20 minutes of Cardi B's time in a conversation, I would ask her, what was her thought about that action on stage prior to throwing the mic? Right? Let's not get stuck on the mic drop, if we would say that. No, let's talk about the whole fact that she was conducting herself as a salacious entertainer, making her money, and not representing women well. And miss me with, oh, it's entertainment. Why does entertainment has to be so nasty? And again, who are you entertaining for? Because truth be told, your stuff is not like censored, where certain age children can't get access to it, because social media is filled of provocative, over-sexualized entertainers. And they are having a mental imprint on this generation. And that mental imprint, in my opinion, is what is leading many of the young people in the wrong direction. They believe to have success, they must emulate Cardi B, Young Miami, Meg the Stallion. Let's go with Meg. Help me understand, when they had the Women's Essence show, Meg the Stallion thought it would be best to actually, in front of this kind of audience, have a whole bunch of women come on stage and start twerking. But yet, we are supposed to keep in mind that she's not only an entertainer, but she's also a college grad. Oh, which side of the track are you on? So we are being bombarded by entertainers who are having some big, not even small, a very big imprint on this young generation. And guess what? We have to live with this generation of people, trust that they're going to make our food, trust that they're not going to vandalize our homes or any of our property. We're going to trust that they're not going to shoot us when we're out in the malls or like, understand this. Like, help me. Let me know if you understand what I'm talking about. Is this making any sense to you? That I believe that we are totally putting our let me not say that. Young people who are not considering their future, not considering their mental status, right, are putting their trust in entertainers who don't care anything about them. They only care about is the dollar. What do you think? Because I think that it's absolutely a mess. Let's see what iRob says. Let me see. Oh, okay. Scrappin says, I feel it's still the parents because we should regulate what our kids are listening to and watching. I would agree with that. Absolutely. Abso-darn-lutely. iRob. In the Monica situation, people said, okay, we got that. Okay, iRob says that she was bonding with her son. Okay. iRob, I want to know, are you serious? I mean, like, is that honestly your feedback, or are you being, like, bringing humor to the conversation? I mean, because I can laugh at that's like a joke, and then if it's, like, really your opinion, then we can have that conversation as well. So let me know what you think. We have to really, I do not want my children, I don't want my nieces and nephews, I don't want my young cousins, I don't want them influenced by this kind of people. I don't. And unfortunately, how much control do we have, right? When you try to protect your children from this kind of shenanigans, you end up triggering their curiosity to why they should not listen or be a part of that conversation or be in that environment. I'm really, really curious. I don't think people such as parents or people in position of this young generation actually taking the time to sit down in a respectful way, not an authoritative way, right? Because as a parent, as an adult over a young person who you're responsible for, you are the authority over that person. However, you can't strip young, impressionable people so extreme to the point without having communication with them about why these things are concerning. I think that we really need to take responsibility, first and foremost. As Scrappin said, what is my kid listening to and why are they listening? I mean, that's even a good question. I wonder why parents don't ask, or if you do ask your kid, what do you like about the music? Opposed to saying, don't listen to that, right? What do you like about the music? I would be curious to ask a kid, like, what do you like about the music? Because they would say, oftentimes, in my opinion, they like what the entertainer is representing, right? The borrowed jewelry, because many of them don't own that, right? But your kid don't believe that. Riding in cars that they're leasing and they have to meet those monthly payments. And if you don't buy their music, then they're unable to actually ride in those cars, right? Excuse me. Living in a mansion, right? That doesn't belong to them. It's not in their name, but it's in the record label's name, right? So these are things that kids don't truly understand. They believe that what they see is actually facts, right? The lifestyle that these people that are entertainers are projecting to our kids in this generation, those little minds or those simple-minded kids or young individuals are being imprinted on this is reality when it totally is not. It's absolutely a fabricated lifestyle that entertainer, for some of them, not all, are striving to achieve. And the only way they can achieve that is if they can convince you and your kids, right, and your village, your community, right, that I'm hot, I'm popping, like you want to follow me, you want to be a part of this, you want this, this is what you should be striving for. That's what they're selling. And people would say, well, girl, you're older. These young kids will, well, you're old. But when I remember looking at, there was a time where a lot of the celebrity lifestyles in their way of living, it was private, right? You only saw a little bit. Everything was very quiet and secretive. And when I was a kid, I wanted to know more about certain celebrities that I did admire, right? Diana Ross, Tina Turner, Stevie Wonder, right? Madam C.J. Walker, being able to make this kind of money. Like, I was curious about that, and those kind of curiosities kept me seeking, well, how can I have success? Now, we don't know what was going on in a lot of these entertainers' lifestyles behind closed doors, and I kind of like that to some degree. They gave us what we needed to know and wanted us to know, and the rest was left to your imagination. But now we live in a time where I'm going to show you that this is the lifestyle you want. You want this. And truth be told, you don't. You absolutely don't. You don't. All right, where's my people at? Where my people at? What do you think? Are you with it or you're not? This is a quick show, quick conversation. Guys, that's so funny. I'm getting some messages. What do you think? Because I think we are responsible. Not going to delay it. Quick conversation. We're responsible. Until we take responsibility for leading the young generation, impressionable generation astray, everything that we see will continue to get worse. It's not going to ever get better because no one is taking responsibility and holding people responsible for their conduct, their behavior. So, like Scrappin says, as a parent, we are the ones that are responsible, right? When you know an entertainer has really got a hold of your kid's mental thinking, you have to kind of intervene and put down some rules. And in a way that is not threatening, but it's, hey, this is just not going to work. If you're going to be something, you're not going to get it by doing that. It's just not. And if you want to sell your soul and lose your life possibly to that kind of lifestyle, then so have it. You very well can do that. But you can't do it here, right? Because I am responsible for what you get. And what I don't want you to get is that. I don't want you to be lost in that. I don't want you to be influenced by that. I don't. Now, I'm not saying that you need to be listening to gospel rappers. I'm not saying that. Because some of the gospel rappers behind closed doors are doing the same thing, just projecting something different in our faces. Not every celebrity is bad. Not every celebrity is trying to lead your kid or your village astray. Not everyone. But when you look at today's social media people, I'm telling you, the beginning is that they are, for the most part, leading a lot of people astray. Many children are being raised by gadgets, right? And in those gadgets, toddlers know how to scroll and swipe left and go up and go to something. Like, they have so much access to so much information. And when you start seeing your kid acting out in school in a certain way, right? Not listening, being very rebellious, have no respect for authority, right? You start wanting to blame everyone else instead of taking a look at your own and saying, well, wait a minute. What have I set up for my kid that was leading them in this direction? Is it really the school responsibility that my kid is failing? Is it honestly the school responsibility and that they are accountable for my kid not knowing how to speak to other people? I need people to kind of consider that. Is it really the teachers Law enforcement. Yeah, I know law enforcement is very ugly. I absolutely know that law enforcement, for, especially for black and brown, and let me just say black people, right? There's little to no respect for black people, right? However, is it not the responsibility of the parent to teach your kid, that village, that even though they are oppressors of us because of our race, you still must follow the rule. And when there's an appropriate time for you to speak up and stand up, we will do that. But the most part of that is respect the law, even if you don't agree with it, and make it back home safely. Who's responsible? Many parents are going out buying their kids the very thing that's destroying their mind. And yet you want to blame everybody else instead of taking accountability for yourself and your decisions. Who is responsible? Do you know there would be no Cardi B to this plateau if you and your family and your village, because I don't support Cardi B in that way. By means, I don't go buy her music. And I don't know one good Cardi B song that I would be like, oh, I'm popping to that. Like, that's everything. Like, I don't know that. And that's not to say that Cardi B is not a good entertainer. I'm just not entertained by how she entertains. I believe that's well said. So I am not a fan of, again, like I said, Cardi B took very transparent about her teeth, their body, and she put money into her body. And I would say tastefully, it's not, I've seen worse. And I like she puts it on. But when you put on an outfit don't match your mental status, you start looking a little bit hypocritical. And that's for every entertainer. That's for every entertainer. While these individuals are signing contracts that absolutely send their souls to hell, I said it, I absolutely said it. They are dragging your kids and that village with them. They are. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name because I do not want to mess up your name, but thank you so much. Very true, powerful, nail it. There's one person that uses the word powerful a lot. Um, and if that's who I think it is, their initials is CC. So if that's CC, welcome to the conversation. But nonetheless, thank you so much for being here. So, yeah, who's responsible? Everybody want to blame everybody else. Children, young adults, the young village didn't come into this world and had the mindset to want to follow what they see, right? They're taught. They're given the permission, the authority to actually follow a very dark, dangerous path. And people don't care. People are like, okay, well, look, this is what it is. We're making money. You're entertainment. And when they go behind closed doors, that buffoonery, that ghetto-ness, right? I think they have really different names and views about the artist or the entertainer that they're working with. In front of you, they're saying, oh, this is great. This is absolutely, we're making numbers. We're making the money. You're having great impact. And then when they go home with their family who are living in the hills, right? And their kids are going to private schools and having all this kind of education and then not on the poles and not dragging their village into a dark place, they are just kicking your name in the mud. You are definitely sacrificing something. It's like a sacrificial ritual. And people don't care. They don't care. I believe that we need to do better. I think that we're going to lose this generation, and we don't have to. I believe that artists need to be more responsible for how they put out there. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it. And people, you can't even have an opinion or a thought. And you know why I say that? Because I think about Beyonce, right? So Beyonce is a phenomenal entertainer. A phenomenal entertainer. We know so many people, young and old, love Beyonce. But the question to you, would you? I know, I know many of you in this conversation are Beyonce fans, right? And I don't think that you could have an honest, non-biased opinion about Beyonce and her impact on the community. I don't think that many people could absolutely consider that, right? But I wonder, do you think that some of the stuff that Beyonce sings has a negative impact on the community? I'm curious. What do you think? She's a phenomenal entertainer, and I'm not afraid of the beehives, honey. These are just people hiding behind videos, laptops, iPads, Androids. They're just hiding behind devices, advocating for someone. In this conversation, Beyonce, and she don't even know their name. I believe Beyonce don't follow. I forgot when I heard this was some time ago. I think Beyonce followed one person on Instagram, and I could be wrong now. Followed one person. So you think that I care about what you think about my opinion about Beyonce? Absolutely not. She's a good entertainer. But I'm asking you for this topic. Do you believe that Beyonce has a more positive impact on the community or negative impact on the community? Do you believe that all the celebrities I just mentioned to you, and let's not omit the men? What are your thoughts? All right. Believe it or not, that's the show. That is today's conversation. I wanted to know what your thoughts are because we need to do better. We need to do better and expect better. And if we do better and expect better, then the generation that's coming behind us have a chance. But if we continue to allow this kind of noise, impression, continue this way, what's going to end up happening is that we're going to lose the generation. Okay, so I know that Naomi, who's always at the show, thank you for hitting me up on the back end. You're on the show, but you wanted to let me know that you're unable to post a comment at this time. I'm not sure what's happening, but I'm sure you can come back and post a comment in the chat once the show is over. But thank you for letting me know you're here. I appreciate you. Yeah, that's just my thoughts, and that is the show. Straight to the point. We need to do better, and we better protect this generation because. It just doesn't get better. It doesn't. It does not get better. More entertainers are coming out with the same kind of rhetoric, and they're going to do whatever they need to do to make the dollar by any means necessary, and they don't mind poisoning your kids, your village mind by doing so. They don't care. They have no care in the world about you and your family or your village. They don't care. Because if they did, they wouldn't sign contracts that put them in a position to continue to poison the minds of people. I just believe that. I do. There are good singers, entertainers in the world, and we don't hear a lot of them. They don't get any airplay. Our radio stations are saturated with just mind-destroying material. Mind-destroying material. And that's on every level of entertainment. From podcasting, there's people, okay, I said I'm going to be ending the show, and just more stuff came out. So we always run the show for an hour, but we're still within our time frame. So I forgot his name, and I'm going to try to pronounce it. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Okay, so his name is Kai Sinten. Sinta. Kai Sinta. He is a social media influencer. I think he has 700 million followers on Twitch and millions of subscribers on YouTube and many other platforms. And what he does is he's a gamer, and just recently over the weekend, I believe it was, he was on his platform, and he made this post about giving away free PlayStation 5s and PlayStation gift cards and all sorts of things, right? And he told people where he was going to be giving these items away. In New York City. He and another gamer, and they show up, in the whole riot breaks out. You can search it. I was going to put it in today's show, but I wanted to keep the show kind of short. He ends up causing a mass riot. I mean, you see nothing but young people, or people who appear to be young people, fighting, destroying property, walking on cars, standing on statues. I mean, totally out of control, for nothing other than to hopefully get their hands on a PlayStation 5. And this is the young generation I'm talking about. Instead of having the common sense that even if you're going to show up in Times Square or New York City, wherever it was, that you're going to show up and conduct yourself in a manner that is not going to be detrimental to you or anyone else, right? No, these people are acting straight like animals. And I would tell you, I'm saddened to see that a lot of those look like me. Black people. Now, they weren't only black people there, right? Let's be very clear. For the people that want to run with the racism of saying, see, black people don't know how to act. It was some of all kind of people out there. But I'm really bothered by my people being out there, conducting themselves in such poor taste. All for a gaming system, and what they end up getting was silver bracelets and being charged. Now, here's a question. Do you believe that what he was doing was in good intentions, or was it all about self-entitlement and narcissistic behavior? I don't know him. But I did see the video where the person in the camera with him was saying, you're going to need about 20 like security guards or someone out there. And was he saying that to protect the social media influencer? I mean, this person makes $250,000 yearly with just leaving his camera on him while he's in bed sleeping. Look how you're being influenced. We are influenced by watching someone sleep in their bed, and they're making millions by giving this impression to many impressionable minds. And sadly, some of these people are old, not just kids, that the way you can make it is just lay here, turn your camera on, do some kind of crazy stuff, get some followers, and guess what? Once you start making money, I'm going to make money with you just watching me sleep. Is it smart to some degree? It is. Is it crazy? All the way. You see what I'm talking about? About how we are easily influenced. And if we as adults are influenced in some form of fashion, what do you think about impressionable minds that are still growing? There isn't accountability. And until we take accountability for what is happening in our own home and stop blaming other people for the lack thereof, this will not get better. And for the generation coming behind me, I would like it to get better. I do not want to see it get any worse than what it is. I don't. And we can do better if we admit that we're doing wrong. All right, people, guess what? That is today's show. Right to the point. I am glad that you guys enjoyed the conversation. Those who gave me the thumbs up, thank you so much. Those of you who posted a comment in the comment section, thank you for getting involved in the conversation. Much appreciated. I like to hit it and keep it moving, right? I don't want to draw the show out longer. Once you made your mark is made. And I believe I did. I just dropped a gem in your jewel box. And I'm glad you accepted it. Listen, do me a favor. Make sure you follow the show on www.voicesgathering.com. That is my website for this show. There are many other things on the website. Make sure you stay tuned for merchandise that's going to be coming. I'm talking about mugs, t-shirts, and we talked about that and many other things coming in the near future. I need to let you guys also know I am going back to school again. You know, I've taken a semester off, not involuntarily due to a situation with a class. So I did not go to class last semester. Well, fall is right there and it's time for me to go back to school. I'm always in school learning. I'm always in school growing, right? So I'm heading back to school and I'm going to have to change some things with the show in the near future real quick, right? So I'm hoping that I won't lose you as a subscriber. I'm hoping that you will stay with me and continue to ride this journey with me and also invite other people. You know, and God's time is the right time. So I'm learning to not be so consumed about getting the numbers up and be more consumed with the content in which I'm sharing. And having faith that you, the viewers, will share the content on your platform by clicking the share button and share it to your platform. That's all you got to do. Just share it. Just share it. That's all you have to do. Just share it. And we will keep growing and growing. The goal is to make it to 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. And I believe we can do it if you just help out. All right, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I hope you're doing well, stay healthy. And remember, this here is a terrible thing to waste. So stop wasting it. Peace in the Middle East. Bye. Go. I'm leaving. Bye.